Foul weather gear is important equipment for every boater, but not all is made equally. There's a wide array of foul weather gear options today, from inshore all the way to offshore. And depending on your need, there are critical factors to consider before hitting a place order. But above all, there's one attribute that matters the most in the world of foul weather gear, and that's waterproofing. There's nothing worse than being wet and cold when you're out on a boat, which is why it's important for you to get a jacket that is actually waterproof. And there are a lot of false claims out there stating that things that are water resistant are waterproof. That's why we've decided to take this jacket and these and put them to the test. To see how these jackets stand up against each other, we're gonna hit them with a power washer to mimic both water and wind. And to determine which one's more waterproof, we lined each one with an orange sweatshirt to absorb the water. Out of these 4 jackets, I reckon the PVC Grundens fishing jacket is gonna be the most waterproof. However, out of the 3 breathable ones, I do think it should be the offshore jacket because it has baffles to keep out water. But this one's old and this one's mine, so I don't think it's as waterproof as it used to be. I reckon the new Helly-Hansen near coastal jacket is gonna do the best. All right, so let's give them a blast. You can immediately notice the difference between some of these jackets. This new Helly-Hansen is soaking up water, whereas this one, the little nicer model, isn't at all. It's completely repelling it. And then you can see where my old jacket, the UV, has completely ruined its water protection and it's just soaking up everything. Whereas the PVC Grundens, just completely water repellent. All right, now that we blasted them, let's give it a little rain shower and see how much water will stay out of all the collars. All right, now that we've properly watered our jackets, let's go check out how they did. All right, let's find out how these jackets did, starting with the first inland Helly-Hansen. So we actually have some water here, which is interesting. I wonder if there's a pocket there that it got through, or if we just blasted too hard through that section. But it did let a little bit of water in through the collar, down to the chest. And again, over here on the sleeves, we got some water on the top shoulder, and on the back, it goes down around the back from the collar, which is to be expected from the collar. And then on this sleeve that we really soaked, not really any water. Moving on to the more heavy-duty Helly-Hansen, more near coastal style one. And we're having a similar pattern from the get-go. We got some water penetration down here, water up here from the collar. It's possible that this hood is where this water is coming from because the area around it looks a lot drier. And the sleeves are completely dry on this one. No water penetration at all through there. And then on the back side, we have a little bit of water here and not a lot in the collar compared to the lighter jacket. All right, now for my Old Faithful, which is completely soaked through, but it has this extra layer of Velcro over the zipper. And honestly, for how soaked through the jacket itself is, our orange guy down here is not as wet as I thought he would be. There's some coloring around the top of the shoulders and through the back. but really not that bad through the rest of it. The jacket is double insulated and the inside of it is dry still, but it does feel, even though it's not wet, it does feel very cold. So I don't know if it would keep you warm once it's this wet. I usually don't feel warm when it's this wet, but it did keep our guy dry. All right, and last but not least, we have the Grundens, which has the button style. And it is pretty much completely dry. A little bit of water over here on this shoulder, much less water intrusion around the neck, and pretty much no water elsewhere or on the back. So definitely the most waterproof. So at the end of our test, we have our 4 options. We've got our PVC condom over here. We've got our old, tried and true, worn down offshore jacket, our nice new Helly-Hansen coastal, and our lightweight racing inshore. Now, this was a waterproof test, and 2 of these, in my opinion, didn't hold up against that. So they're out. And with our last 2 dry competitors here, the Helly-Hansen versus the Grundens, I think that I'm gonna go with the Helly-Hansen because there's no point in trying to stay dry with the Grundens if you're just gonna sweat through everything you're wearing underneath. It was the most waterproof, and it's also the most breathable. Which one would you go with?
It feels good, man. It feels good, right? Yo, I'm in the light at the end of the tunnel. Paper stacks, yeah, I got them in the bundles. Harry Potter breaking bread with the muggles. They said I wouldn't make it, now they looking puzzled. They said I wouldn't take it, I'd go and hustle. Get the bag, it ain't never get fumbled. In the jack, but we came up from the bottom. Through the cracks, let the light pour in. Have a blast, let the drinks pour in. Take a risk like it's a